Well, we had some insane volatility on the overnight session. I think at one point it was down minus 5.2%. Led to a lot of volatility during the regular trading hour session, which was exciting. But, you know, for me, it's really important just to continue to do what I do day in and day out. Be patient, be smart, look for base hits, find cheap trades. And even in high volatility environments, that's possible. It's a little bit more challenging sometimes. But really wanted to execute at a high level today and feel really good about my trades. Missed a couple by like a point or two or something like that. And then, you know, ended up executing on a couple as well. So we're going to go and recap those trades that were taken today on my 20, 50K Apex funded accounts. You can use code TBM for the best discount. Always available on those. And of course, this was done on my main channel, Trades by Matt. So make sure you hang out in the live stream, which happens. It's free to watch. Happens every morning on my main channel, YouTube, or my main YouTube channel, Trades by Matt. Let's go and dive into today's recap. Yo, good morning. Welcome. Happy Monday. Welcome to the stream. And welcome to Market Sell-Off 2025. More or less, I guess. Down 3.6% to start the day. Well, it hasn't even started yet, but we're down 3.6%. I think the actual low was down like 5.2% or something along those lines. I mean, this is a nasty 5-minute candle. 912 to 760 and a 5-minute candle at 4:50 in the morning. Savage. Capitulation. We're gonna see what today brings. News-wise on the session, we've got U.S. new home sales at 9 o'clock. Other than that, you got 10-30 2 years and 6 months. 5-year notes at noon. But nothing, no big talking things or anything like that other than the home sales. This is what the daily chart looks like. We did get left with a gap, and we almost ran the lows, and we didn't quite run these wicks at 680, 690 or so. So that's pretty interesting. It is going to be very, very curious to see if we go sideways during the session or if we actually get some continued movement. Because I feel like whenever we get nasty moves like this on the overnight, it literally just prints barcode during the session. So we'll see. But we do have a gap to the top side. It would be hilarious if we flipped green on the day after being down 5%. I feel like it's happened before. Or if we go back down to the lows, then we could potentially sweep those swing lows down there, which would also be interesting. But I would not be shocked for us to go sideways. And even sideways, meaning like, you know, 100 markets are open. Not quite lit yet. Sideways even being, you know, like 50-point sideways candles, 50-point barcode, 100-point barcode, somewhere around there. All very possible. Imagine the daily hammer if we flipped green. I know it would be insane. It'd be awesome looking. A lot of speculation on what's involved with the sell-off that I've been seeing. A lot of people saying it's the deep seek stuff or whatever. I don't know. I'm not really I'm not sure why. All I know is that we are doing that, so let's trade it accordingly, right? Which brings us to the most important part, which is, especially on days like today, it's very important to be smart, be patient. Wait for those A+ setups, execute them at a high level, a high standard for yourself, right? And take the base hits. Days like this, the base hits are going to be... They're going to be tight, all right? I'm going to go ahead and tell you that right now. This is the type of day where if you are in the flow, hopefully we all are going to be in the flow. There's a lot of money that can be made on days like today. There's also a lot of money that can be lost on days like today, right? Just a unfortunate both sides of the coin sort of situation here, where stops can get run really, really quickly for large numbers. Targets can also be met very, very quickly. That's a 100-point move already, 120-point move already off the lows of the regular trading hour, off the open, right up into Vwap. I still think it would be hilarious to flip green. I have no bias, honestly, other than like we've been slapping off pretty nicely, but we are getting a nice ripper out of the V bottom at the lows. So we'll see what happens. 150 points off the lows so far, off the open the last 2 minutes, 150-point move. So in compared to the last couple days, last week specifically, this is very aggressive, right? Which is, it's known though, we're down 3%. Holy hell. The options, 513 puts on triple Q, up 8,000% right now. Oh my God. My goal, even in scenarios like this, I just want to say, my goal is not to do anything different, right? High volatility events should not be the case for you to go crazy with it. Same with low volatility for that matter. It shouldn't really be opportunities for you to be going extra crazy. I talk about the bell curve every now and then. I haven't talked about it in a while, right? But the bell curve looks like this, right? And so you have tails on both sides with a distribution in the middle, right? And the goal for us, in my opinion, my goal, I guess for myself, and I like to say for us because I think it does make sense, but maybe not, is you want to operate in the middle of that bell curve, right? You want everything to be normal. You want to be in the quote unquote norm. Everybody likes to shoot for those, you know, the best 2.5% days, that right side edge, right? No one wants that left side edge of the minus 2.5% days of performance, right? You want to be kind of in the middle, truly. And you do that by being consistent and executing consistently, following your rules, etc. It's just a friendly little reminder more than anything of just like for myself also of like, you know, high volatility days. There will be days where you have your best day ever. It might be on a flat day, honestly. It might be on a ripper day like this. But if you're going into the session targeting those extremes, that's why I hate the question in interviews. What's your worst day? What's your best day? It's like, well, yes, you will inevitably have one day that is your worst day ever. You will inevitably have one day that is your best day ever. It's facts. But those days are not, you don't want those days to define you, really. You want the middle of the day to be the defining factor, right? In the middle of that bell curve. So even on days like this where you have a lot of high volatility, my goal is to execute just like I do every day. Wait for a good setup, find a cheap trade, execute. There's that 1 minute trend line kind of holding still. We do have that juice up to 350. New highs on the day. 25 points higher in a 350. 350 block. Still sitting up there with what? 75 up there. All the liquidity is still sitting higher for the most part. Ta-da. Forget Nasdaq cowboy. Matt's a trendline cowboy. No. But the meme line was strong. I think what did I draw it on? I drew it on this one maybe. Drew it on this one, or right before this retest. It retested it, then we snapped the line, then we retested it again. I mean, kind of a clean little line. This has the makings currently. I'll say it currently. Currently, this is the type of making of a session where it's like really fun to trade at like lunch hour. Where lunch is normally pretty dead on like super high volatility sessions like this or days like this. A lot of times lunch becomes really fun because lunch is normally a dead zone. But on days like this, it becomes a really interesting level of volatility where it's not really dead because we're in such a high volatility environment, but it's a lot less volatility than, you know, 60.1 minute candles over and over again. So you're given like this nice mixture of like defined levels from the day so far, plus like a pretty healthy amount of volatility. It's where lunch sessions become really fun, honestly. I don't really know if that makes sense. I'm trying my best to describe it, but you know, the first hour and a half feels impossible. It's because a lot of times it honestly is in this type of volatility. It really is very challenging. I think if you walk away clean out of trading the first hour today, you're in a really good spot. Interesting spot here at Vwap, actually. You know, I think the Vwap bounce makes a lot of sense. And if it doesn't, it's like the 50 points lower also makes a lot of sense. Even the Vwap quick flush into 30 volume or 20 volume for the rebound out back above, also kind of interesting. Let's see here. Here goes Vwap. I like the 30 buy, I think, off of volume. If we can get the flush in this same candle. I don't really like it if it's gonna open. If it opens at Vwap, I'm taking it off. Oh, pretty damn good idea. Off by 2 points. Classic. Off by 2 points. I'm gonna take it off there. I like that play. I really wanted to see it get filled on the first try. It's just a little too deep into the next open here for me to want to take it again. I think I would have just gotten filled officially. Looks like it still would have. I don't know. It's sketchy going to the new candle. No, I would have gotten my full 10. So it was still the right idea, I guess. First test, the best test, one of my favorite philosophies. Yeah, facts. Really nice bounce out of it. Back up into that 70 area. What was our actual bottom? 28. So I would have taken, what was it? 2 points of drawdown. Clean clean on a high volatility day. You know, even if I don't get filled out, it's fun to see how it would have played, and that played pretty nicely. All right, it's lit. All right, I got 3 dad jokes for you real quick to loosen you up a little bit for the this volatility that we're experiencing. Joke number 1 from Friday: how do you get a farm girl to like you? How do you get a farm girl to like you? A tractor. All right, there's number 1. This weekend, Saturday and Sunday dad joke. From Saturday and Sunday, the 25th and 26th. Archaeology really is a career in ruins. I hate that. All right, then Monday, January 27th, today's. Why is it a bad idea to insult an octopus? Why is it a bad idea to insult an octopus? Because it is well armed. This liquidity higher is keeping me from wanting to short this kind of move. I do think, like, potentially the 330 short, you're able to give it, you know, 5-6 points. It's not terrible. But I just don't know if I don't really trust it with this liquidity higher. Oh, the IB retest here is not terrible. Kind of got to give it a lot of points though. I don't know if I like that. I'm gonna wait and see how we close out. So this close could be interesting for like a quick retest of like 70, which is IB as well. It's an interesting spot now. Red line algo. Doesn't do too much. That's good. Tell me why my initial reaction was to want to whip into that. I don't know. I love trades like that, man. I love it. Those are my favorite. Those are my favorite. Super quick, no drawdown trades. I guess I technically had, what, a point of drawdown there? 70, went to 68, 2 points of drawdown. Yeah, I love those. I mean, that's just a straight up IB retest. Talked that through pretty cleanly. Waited for the close. Talked about that prior wick high. Retrace to the prior open, IB, all those things there. Making a lot of sense. And just a quick and easy one, man. Take those. Absolutely take those. I left a lot on the table. I think I could have got probably 20 or 30 points almost, but I'm in it for the base hits still. Even on high volatility like this, I want the base hits. Not changing anything up. IBH again. If you don't know what I'm talking about when I say IB, initial balance, it's the first hour high and low. There's a video on my channel about how I trade initial balance. Probably worth a watch. I think it's a good level to keep in mind. Good strategy, in my opinion, to have in the back pocket as something to potentially use. The bot just dropped a video for it in the chat. Man, I mean, it retraded again and traded really nicely off it again. 25 points almost immediately. Almost into new highs off of IBH. Jeez. That's clean, man. It's clean. I don't really like the second test in the same 5-minute candle. Not my favorite, but I mean, when it's clean like that, it's clean. 21,440 pump. Yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it going through this juice up here. The question is, do we stop mid 80s here? Go for something like this? Yeah, I'm gonna keep it pretty tight here. Might be an instant stop out. It's 5 points if it is. But I like the push. I like the 50% retrace of the prior candle. I'm gonna go and move that stop break even. Not worth taking a 5-point hitter on. Yeah, stopped out break even. 5 points. I think it ran up to 140, 150 maybe. I took the stop break even though. Once we got like bounced around that area, got off of it, I moved it to break even because I thought that if we go back into those lows, we're gonna go to IBH. So got close. Once it was in 5 points in the money, I went ahead and moved it up. On to the next.